This is a video on how to model realistic looking water for a harbour on a model railway. This is one of a series of videos that I'm doing on different aspects of modelling realistic water.
Hello, my name is Flavin. Today I'm going to show you a video about how I made a harbour on my layout, which is called the Edge Hey Strines Railway. Now, harbour. The children wanted one, and I was quite happy to make one. I had a very large bridge that I'd made for the Great Model Railway Challenge when I was team leader of the Loco Ladies. That determined the size, and there is a track, a higher level track that goes across that through a tunnel and into underneath some mountains or in some mountains. We wanted water because the kids wanted boats and they wanted to be able to move the boats around. So I had a lot of fun making it. It is flown into or run into by a river that goes all the way back to a lake which is at the bottom of the mountains.
Once I started on the harbour, I created some of the walls and then I painted the depth using my own acrylic paints. I used textured wallpaper for the walls, which I painted with grey and a sort of beigey colour. And I also put edging stones, which were also made from pieces of wallpaper, round the edges to make it look realistic. Once I was happy that I'd painted the depth right, I painted layers of water on using structure gel and heavy structure gel, which artists use when they're painting. And I was able to do this and create a real look of movement on the surface of the water. Takes a while to dry between each coat, but it's worth the wait. I used the heavy structure gel with a spatula to create the waves round the edge of the harbour, and then I used a small amount of white paint and a very thin small white brush to emphasise it. This and the following shots give you some idea of what the harbour looks like. The children and I had a lot of fun sourcing things like cranes, vehicles, creating a slipway, putting buildings there, adding boats, and just generally adding life and movement to the harbour. This is another shot showing the back scene that I painted with the sea and the harbour walls, and also you get a view of the lighthouse, which I drilled and put a flashing light in. It belonged to my father, so therefore it has pride of place, even if that place is not necessarily where you'd normally put a lighthouse. I like lighting my layout at night, so you can see the street lights, the flashing light at the top of the lighthouse, and also the carriages which I have, which are the lit Hornby carriages that they've recently produced. I've included a few views of the harbour, which I've taken from my camera train, which is a GoPro. I finished with a short tour around the harbour. An important thing to bear in mind about this harbour is that it was made for children. My grandchildren, who loved to come and play with the layout and particularly wanted lots and lots of boats on the harbour. And that's what they got. And it's been played with extensively and has actually, as far as the kids were concerned, been extremely popular. Hence the fact that I made it in the first place.
Well, I do hope you enjoyed that. There are lots of boats. They sometimes move because the kids have been discovered the whole thing looks completely different to the way I'd created it. Does that matter? Not in the slightest, because that means they've been enjoying playing on it. Anyway, I hope to speak to you again soon. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.
If you've enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, comment on it, and look at my YouTube channel for further videos that I've been making.